for joining.
Oh, you're most welcome. Anything? Absolutely, we want to hear Rahul's story.
Yeah. Very happy you've joined us.
Thank you. Same here.
We have more friends here. Geisha, Matthew.
Yeah, hi, hello.
Hi, good morning. I'm Radhika.
Yeah.
I'm Radhika, president of Rotary Club of NIBM.
Okay. Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
So Radhika, Jisha and her husband Chintu, who you can see in the background,
Yes.
both of them are triathletes from
Oh.
Goa.
Wow.
Jisha,
Wow.
of course, works in Mumbai, but they are very strong triathletes and swimmers, sea swimmers.
That's great.
Their daughter also swims. Their daughter, who is only 11 years old, also swims 2 kilometers in the sea easily.
Wow, that's great.
That's really great.
2 किलोमीटर समुद्रात पोहली.
I can't run 1 kilometer also. So I'm totally in awe of all you people.
So now another friend is joining in. Let her join. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Anand, you have joined?
So I don't know. Let her join. She's not come on the video yet. I'll let her come on the video. Yeah. Hi, Blanche.
Hi Rahul. How are you?
Very good, very good. So Blanche is a dentist from Goa, and she's also a very strong marathoner.
Oh.
Hi, Blanche. I'm
Hi,
Radhika.
hi,
I'm
how
Radhika.
are you all?
Welcome to the event.
Thank you. I also happen to be Rahul's old neighbor, and he's inspired me to take up cycling. And you know, I'm so inspired by Rahul. He inspires me in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's for sure. He's multi-talented also. Hello, we have another guest here, RCM Harmony.
Sorry?
Yeah,
Anand is there.
yeah, Anand. Are more people joining, Anand?
I think so, but because like I told you, there's some CSR thing going on.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Let's see how many can join.
presidents are more interested in getting CSR funds.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome, Anand.
Hi, Vijay.
How are you?
Fine.
Yeah.
Bakdin oldu.
Okay, I hope people are finding it easy to join from the link.
No, apparently yes, because my friends have joined easily with the link only.
Hi, Ravi.
Hi, good morning all.
Good morning. Smita Shah has joined.
Hi everyone, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi. I can see Atharva also here.
Smita Shah is the president of Bombay Juhu.
Rotary Club of Bombay Juhu Beach. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, Smita, and
Hi,
welcome.
dear.
Thanks for joining.
Yes, you're most welcome. It is my pleasure.
Yeah, we have our Ironman Rahul Chandavakar here, our guest speaker today. And I can see Rotaractor Atharva also. Welcome, Atharva.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Radhika, when are we going to join? Radhika, when you want to start?
Okay, it's 10:40. Should we start?
Yeah, before that, I would just like to request everyone that we will be muting of the video, sorry, audio of the people. So hope people will not mind. So now I'm keeping on.
Start now.
Yeah.
Rahul, should we wait for another 5 minutes or shall we start? Rahul?
Yeah, I think Radhika, you are going to make a small presentation and then it comes to me, right?
Yeah, so I want to just showcase what our club is doing, RCP and IBM is doing.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's just a 3-minute presentation. Before
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
I'll be welcoming all the guests. Okay, so meeting call to order. On behalf of Rotary Club of Pune and NIBM, I welcome our esteemed speaker Rahul Chandavarkar from Goa and his, I can't see Shobna actually. So anyway, I would like to welcome our co-host clubs, President Anand Tagarsi of RC of Mumbai Harmony, President Smita Shah of RC Mumbai Juhu Beach, and President Kala Sridhar of RC Mumbai Juhu. Very glad to have you today. We have many guests today, which includes Rotarians, Rotaractors, Ironmen, triathletes, marathoners, family and friends. I also want to welcome my corpsmate Deepak Londe of RC Pune. We have President Ishwari from our Rotaract Club of VIIT and Atharva. Welcome to you. I would like to welcome all the guests who have come all the way from Delhi, Goa, Pune, Mumbai, US, Portland, and various places all over the world. So a hearty welcome to all of you. I would like to showcase, just for 2-3 minutes I'll take, I want to just show you what our club is doing, what kind of projects we are doing for the guests. So Vijay, can I share my PPT?
Yeah, please go ahead, Radhika. I've already made you co-host.
Okay.
Yeah. Just make it in presentation mode, no? Yeah, perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yep, good to go.
So you can see this is the flyer we made for today's event. Rotary International President Holger Nack says that Rotary opens opportunities, and it does open opportunities for service projects as well as business networking opportunities. We are part of District 3131, and this is our District Governor Rashmi Kulkarni, and this is all the district club president that we are called trailblazers, and you can see me in the center with the pink kurta. This is our illustrious board of directors of NIBM, and we have a very good team. Our club has a mix of various professionals from various fields. Also, army personnel, senior army personnel, colonel, brigadier. We have 2 brigadiers. We have people from, we have lawyers, doctors, engineers, businessmen. So we are a very good team, and we have a very good synergy among us. For the administration, we plan our calendar at the beginning of the year. The entire calendar for the Rotary year is planned, and we have regularly, we've been publishing bulletins. So you can see one sample on the right side. We have 30 meetings in a year, and we have very good speakers. We have senior Rotarians, army personnel, artists, musicians, social activities, writers, sports persons, wildlife experts, doctors. So we have a variety of speakers, experts in their own field, who are invited throughout the year. We also have club fun activities like Diwali celebration, the Charter Night celebration, Holi, picnics, and our specialty is we have one day as the Bawarchi day, where on that day the men cook and the ladies enjoy the meal. So we have many more fun activities too. We also have youth activities, and we are the parent club to 3 clubs, 1 Rotaract club and 2 Interact clubs. And the purpose of hosting these clubs is to develop professional and leadership skills among the young people, and to inculcate a sense of service to society among them. So we have various activities planned along with them throughout the year. We also have RYLA, that is Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, and this happens every year, twice in a year. And we have events and the awards are given among the selected Rotaractors. This year we have proposed a monologue competition in Marathi and Hindi, and as a fundraiser for our service projects, the money which we are going to collect is going to be used for service projects. So just quickly, I'll go through what service projects we have planned for this year. Tree plantation, we have already completed. Few of the projects we have completed. Another project called Digital Guru Mantra, in which it was an online course of a week and skills for smart training. This was a specially designed course for teachers, school teachers and college teachers, where skills for online teaching were taught, and there was an exam at the end of it, and certificates were issued, and over 25,000 beneficiaries we got for this project. So many people had logged on to this and benefited from this project. IWP, or Infrastructure for Women Police, is an ongoing project of ours. Every year we adopt 1 police station and we create infrastructure for the women police, which is lacking in Pune, unfortunately. And we provide restroom, toilets, and sometimes even a creche is added to the project. Every year we adopt at least one police station, and we carry out this project. Another project, interesting project, is we have adopted Pandav Nagar Basti here, which is where we teach the children different things, different skills. We also have established a library for them, and we have spoken English classes for them, and library sessions for them, reading sessions for them. We also teach them sports and other subjects. So these are after school classes we conduct for them. One of our dream projects is a hostel for war widows or Veer Naris. This is part of our strategic planning. It is still in the planning stage, but it will go on for next 2-3 years. We are still working on it. We have already completed a district project which is called a Pancham project, in which 5 smaller projects are included. Mass distribution, roof sheets for cyclone affected areas, donating fruit bearing trees to farmers, happy family kits to needy people. You can see that the kit contains a number of items, and these are given to the needy people. And also disaster management kit, which is a shelter for the cyclone affected people. We also have an ambitious project, which is a global grant project. So we have adopted 11 villages from Nanded district of Maharashtra, and where we are going to, because the water there is very contaminated, so we are going to provide water ATMs for them. And our international partners are Rotary Club of Fort Collins, Colorado. We have also adopted a village called Kumbhar Gaon, where we are going to conduct these smaller projects within the Happy Village project. So that is Happy School. So repairs and creating toilets for the school washrooms in washrooms in schools. Then tree plantation drive, and literacy, under literacy we have teacher training courses conducted for them. We are also going to participate in the cataract surgery project of the district, where we will be sponsoring a few beneficiaries. This is an yearly project which we do. We conduct a health camp at another village, small village that we have adopted. So in the school, we conduct dental and general health checkups for the school children, and we keep a record of them, and we refer them to Bharati Vidyapit, with whom we have tied up for any immediate treatment or required. This is another project we are trying to do this year. Last 2-3 years also, we have been conducting similar or sponsoring similar training programs for caregivers, training of caregivers for the elderly. So this is an NGO we have tied up with, Colonel's Cube, and we are going to sponsor the 60 beneficiaries, or 60 children around the age of 18 to 20 who will be trained under this program. So that's all for our projects this year. And we are looking out for donations for all these projects. CSR funds also we are trying to collect. So I would also like to appeal to any of the guests who would be generous enough to donate to our club for any of these projects. So I once again want to welcome Rahul Chandavarkar, our speaker today, and I'd like to give a small introduction of him. Rahul Chandavarkar.
Radhika, can you just stop your screen sharing?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, is that fine?
Perfectly fine. Please go ahead.
So Rahul Chandavarkar, 57, was editor of the Sakal Times newspaper in Pune between the years 2012 to 2015. He is presently a communication strategist and active YouTuber based in Goa. In an eventful journalism career, Rahul was awarded the prestigious Ramnath Goenka Award for Excellence in Journalism for the year 2009. Rahul has also produced and directed a documentary film called Building Bridges, based on the city of Lahore in Pakistan. Presently, he is busy interviewing interesting people for his YouTube channel called Feni for the Soul. An ecology buff, Rahul is also a fellow of the International Group Leadership for Environment and Development, which is known as LEAD. An active sportsman from his school and college days, Rahul has taken part in a total of 7 triathlon races in the last 3 years. These include 3 Ironman races. In this Zoom session, he will tell us more about his triathlon journey and why it is important for all of us to remain fit and healthy. So as you can see, Rahul is a multi-talented person and has been a very close friend of mine since many years. And I'm very honored to have him today. So over to you, Rahul. You may start your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Radhika. I'll just start with the screens here. You know, I have a very short PPT and I'll run you all through the PPT.
We're going to give your reps out.
Okay, Rahul, in the meantime, I would just like to tell people who wants to ask question to Rahul, they can either raise their hand or they can put their questions in the chat box. So that after the presentation is over, we'll take questions one by one. Thank you. And we'll be keeping all person in mute mode only. Thank you. Yeah, Rahul, please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much, Rotary Club of NIBM Pune, and Radhika for the kind words of introduction, and all of you for being present here. You know, Rotarians, Rotaractors, and all my dear friends from India and across the world. Thank you for making the time. So very quickly, this is my, Radhika has already introduced me, but essentially, as the topic is about my triathlons, I've been lucky to do, privileged to do really 7 triathlons in the last 3 years, as you can see. And my mantra basically is to remain fit and healthy. I mean, all of us, whatever the age group, whatever our individual ages, we owe it to ourselves primarily, to our individual selves, and then to the family, of course, to remain fit and healthy. So what I always tell people is that we must invest in at least 45 minutes, if not 1 hour, every day in any kind of sporting activity or exercise. Now, it doesn't have to be ultra sports like triathlon or Ironman or ultra marathons or something like that. It can be a simple brisk walk, or a 1 hour yoga session, or a 1 hour Zumba session, or just leisure cycling for 1 hour. All of this can keep people fit and healthy, as your family physician will also tell you. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
1 second. Yeah. So very quickly, what is an Ironman triathlon? Now an Ironman triathlon. Just 1 second. Let me see if I have jumped a screen here. No, correct. So an Ironman triathlon, there are 2 varieties really, 2 versions. One is the Ironman. IM stands for Ironman. So Ironman 70.3 comprises of 1.9 kilometer open water swim. When I say open water, it is necessarily the open seas or a lake or a river. No Ironman event is held in a swimming pool. For that matter, no good quality triathlon, Olympic distance triathlon, is also held in a swimming pool. In India and certain parts of the world, they hold triathlons in swimming pools sometimes, small triathlons, what I call mini triathlons, but that's not really, a serious triathlon. They're more fun triathlons. So it is always open water swimming, followed by 90 kilometers of cycling, followed by a half marathon run to be completed in 8.5 hours. So it is even this, what we call the half distance Ironman, the 70.3, is a very challenging race, as you can see. The bigger race, which is popularly known just as the Ironman, is just the double of the Ironman 70.3. It is 3.8 kilometers of swimming. That's almost 4 kilometers of swimming, if you can imagine how much that is. 180 kilometers of cycling. That's the distance between Mumbai and Pune. And a full marathon after that. And that has to be completed in 17 hours. And the whole lot of people have accomplished this feat also, So as far as I'm concerned, I have completed successfully the two Ironman 70.3s, and I was unfortunately not successful in completing my full Ironman. This is one of my finishes, in Colombo, my first Ironman race, which I did last year, and I just want to show you that video clip.
Very happy young man who did it out on the white
So and then followed by a few months later in Goa, India now is an Ironman destination. By the way, that's very, very good news for us. Thanks to a lovely club in Bangalore called Yoska. So Team Yoska gets credit for bringing to India the first Ironman event. So this is an Ironman 70.3, which is permanently going to be residing in Goa. So I took part in that, and this is my finish in that Ironman race. So did all of you get to see both the videos?
Yes, yes.
Great. So the thing is that, the wonderful thing about a marathon or a, endurance cycling or the Ironman event is that, it charges, the adrenaline flow is very high, as my, triathlete friends on the Zoom session today will tell you. And I personally like to finish in a very strong manner, because there's no point just walking across the finish line. You might have been running for, you might have been, on the track for 7.5 hours or 15.5 hours. But when you are finishing, you have to finish it like a sprint with, a lot of josh. So those are my spirited finishes always, Okay, here is why I became an Ironman triathlete. See, I am, by God's grace, I studied in one of the finest schools in the country, St. Vincent's High School, Pune. Pune's leading sports school, sporting school, definitely. And I've been an active sportsman in through my school and college days. I've always connected to sport. And I go back to my school. Siddharth Devdar, my school buddy, is on the Zoom session. One of the finest basketball players our school produced. And what I'm trying to say is that the school had excellent Jesuit priests who gave a lot of importance to sports and academics in equal proportion. So thanks to these wonderful Jesuits, we became the sportsmen. We have become the sports people. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, the sports people we are. So I relocated with my wife, I relocated to Goa in 2015 and started endurance cycling. See, cycling has always been a part of my system because, I grew up in Pune. And as all of you Punekars will agree, Pune was the cycling city of India till many years, till recently. And I used to cycle an average of 20 kilometers to 25 kilometers every day. From my school and college days. So cycling has always been part of my system. But I took to endurance cycling in Goa and I started doing 200 kilometers and 300 kilometer cycle, endurance cycling. And from that, I moved on to swimming in the open seas. Now, thanks to being in Goa, and we are so privileged in Goa to have such a long coastline and lovely seas and even peaceful bays. So thanks to something called the Goa Open Water Swimming Club, which I'm a part of, I learned to swim in the sea in 2016 and I jumped into my first triathlon in 2017 because you need to know how to swim, bike and run. And I transited automatically to it took me 2 years from my first triathlon to my Ironman. Here, all you Punekars will be very happy to hear this. I enrolled with India's most accomplished Ironman triathlete, Kaustubh Radkar, who's a Punekar, and sometime you must invite him on this Rotary Talks, because he's fascinating as a person. Kaustubh Radkar is just 37 years old. That's a good 20 years younger than me, but he has finished 25 Ironman races. You see, and he's the only Indian to have finished 25 Ironman races. So I became his disciple, so to say, and his trainee, and 11 months before my first Ironman race. So I trained very hard under his guidance, 6 days a week, and completed one half this, Olympic distance triathlon and a half Ironman, distance race before my first Ironman. So much preparation, really. Now, this is how does an Ironman training look like? This is gives you a gist. This is daily training for all of you to see. So on a particular day, say a Monday, I would have to swim 2 kilometers in the pool or in the sea and follow it with 30 minutes of running. That's 1 day's drill, 1 day's workout. Alternately, on Tuesday, I would cycle for 50 kilometers and then run 20 minutes just to keep the engine going. On a third day, a Wednesday, I would do only a 90-minute run. That's a 1.5 hours of running. On Thursday, I could be swimming again 2 kilometers followed by 1 hour of cycling this time. And, so this is the way your Ironman coach, somebody like Radkar, will coach all his trainees. And this is monitored, okay, on an app. And you cannot let your guard down because the coach is watching you, and also you have to be true to yourself. I have to drive 25 kilometers one way to get to a swimming pool in Goa because we live in a village called Benolim and the closest good pool for me is in Kepe or in Ponda, and that's a good 25 kilometers away. But I go that far to swim. You have to eat correctly, you have to sleep at 10 o'clock, you have to get up at 5 o'clock, and you never miss training, come rain or shine. Because I remember swimming alone in an empty, large pool, all alone during heavy rains in Goa. Nobody there. That lifeguard is also gone to sleep. But I used to swim because that's the kind of discipline and dedication you have to do if you want to finish an Ironman race. See, I'm happy to say that I'm fitter. I'm 57, but I'm fitter than what I was at 45 now, today. I routinely beat triathletes who are 20 years younger than me. I mean, guys who are 35 and 34 and all, I beat them in speed. I mean, I swim faster than them, I cycle faster than them, I run faster than them. Thanks to Kaustubh Radkar's training, I must say. The long hours of physical training have made me more patient and calmer. And, very interestingly, it makes you more focused on your work. In my case, it's public relations. I'm a public relations specialist. I do PR for many clients, which includes a Rotary Club in Purorim, Goa. They are my clients for what they call their Rotary Rain Run. So I do media publicity for that Rotary Rain Run. So you become very focused in your work also because you are focused in your Ironman training. So now this is why should people exercise every day? I'm just listing down some points. Many people, or on an average, a whole lot of people are inactive, overweight, obese. Some of them have been sportsmen in their school days, but after that they've just let go. And at 50, I've seen people who are my age at 57 who are got large pot bellies, who are smoking, who are got baggy eyes. And so what has happened is they got comorbidities, they got diabetes, they got hypertension, and all my age. Okay. So many drink and smoke, all of that. So this is all an invitation to life-threatening diseases, especially in COVID times. A whole lot of fatalities have been people who have, as you all know, who have had comorbidities. So it's very important that we exercise. So like I said in my first slide, you can pick anything you want. You can do leisure cycling, or you can do endurance cycling, but you can do even leisure cycling for 45 minutes. You can swim for 45 minutes. You can brisk walk for the same time. You can go into the gym. You can do Zumba, or you can do plain yoga. But yoga, I tell you, is the mother of all sports. I have, in the lockdown period, have gone back to my yoga, and it is helping me so much. I'm doing a lot of pranayama and yoga, which I was not doing so much in my Ironman during my Ironman training, but I brought it into my system now. So when the body is fit, obviously the mind and intellect is going to be agile and alert. Now, a very important slide I'm going to show you, this one. There's a video I'm going to show you. See, age is just a number. Just now we were speaking to Colonel Apte, and you have Mr. Walia there, and you have a few brigadiers. Now see, they will tell you this, and you know it, that Colonel Apte is a runner. Even now he runs. So age is just a number. This is something in our head, that I am 65, I am 75. I know personally in India, okay, not this Sister Madonna is from the USA, but I know triathletes who are 72 years old. I know endurance, open sea swimmers who are 74 years old, who swim faster than me. A 74-year-old man in Bangalore swims faster than me. There is a 71-year-old runner in Sangli who runs faster than me today. So in our own country, we have huge heroes, sports heroes. But I will show you this wonderful video clip. Now, Sister Madonna Buddha, let me tell you, is a Roman Catholic nun from the US. She lives in Washington State. She's all of 87 years old now. But she is 40 times Ironman. 40 times she's done Ironman, including a world championship. See this video that Nike did on her. Tell me
Madonna
now.
Buter, an 86. Oh, sorry, sister. Sister Madonna Buter, 86 years old, goes for a morning run. Good for you, sister. She's still active at her age. That's great. Whoa, maybe a little too active. Nap time, sister?
I don't think so.
The sister doesn't think so. Okay. Wait, what? Iron Man? Oh, no. This is a bad idea, sister. A real bad idea. Relax, she's the Iron Nun. But she won't make it. This is an Iron Man.
The first 45 didn't kill me.
You've done 45 of these? Okay. Do your thing, sister. Do your thing.
So anyway, thank you for the patience.
So there is one question, Rahul, which we would like to take from Ashwin.
Yeah.
So the question is, what is your main motivation to go through the grueling hours of training you have undergone?
Yeah, this question is from whom? Ashwin, is it?
Yeah, Ashwin.
Ashwin, my cousin, Padukon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so good question. So see, Ashwin is a marathoner himself, so he knows most of the answer. But in any case, for all of you, for the general audience, see, I put myself through that grueling hours of training. The main motivation was it's like wanting to achieve. Want to have a sporting achievement. Basically, it's like it's very akin to why do mountaineers climb mountains? I mean, why does somebody want to climb the Mount Everest, or why does somebody want to climb Mount Kanchenjunga? So when somebody is wanting to climb a peak, a Dhaulagiri or Annapurna, they have to spend many hours in the Sahyadris maybe, or in the lower Himalayas, and do a mountaineering course and a lot of rock climbing before they even go to Mount Everest base camp. So ditto with this, and the motivation is simply that, because I had done endurance cycling, I had done a little of swimming and all of that, and I had done some running. But triathlon, frankly, till 2016 winter, I had only interviewed triathletes as a journalist, and I had held in. I was also in awe of them, and I hadn't pictured myself as a triathlete. But then I realized that if I put all my skills together, maybe I can really try. And then, you have role models like Kaustubh Radkar and Iron Nun and, Madonna Buder and all of these people. And even in India, like I told you, we have many role models. So I said, let's go for it. That's the motivation.
So the second question is from Siddharth. He's wanting to hear you from preventing injuries, and he wants to also, hear addressing wear and tears issues at this age.
Okay, good question, Siddharth. See, the thing is, when you're taking up triathlon or even marathon, it's very important to have a good coach. Like I have, I've almost overemphasized on the need to have a good coach. So I'm lucky to be part of Kaustubh Radkar's team. And the point is that whether it's Kaustubh Radkar or any other good coach, it's important to have a coach, because this coach, he or she, is going to guide the athlete not to get injured, is going to prescribe training modules that are kind on the body. They will push your body all right, but they'll be kind on the body. Meaning, these coaches who are themselves triathletes and Ironman and marathoners, they know exactly what they have gone through themselves. So they are going to prescribe to you something that is not going to stretch yourself and injure yourself. And even if you will end up with an injury, they know they will give you the right advice as to what to do, how to stop your training, how to do icing, how to ice the affected part, how to, all of those things. But it's, as one grows older, like I'm 57, somebody is 65, somebody is 70, you have to listen to your body. See, I cannot be as fast as a 30-year-old, frankly. When I say that I have beaten a 35-year-old, that 35-year-old is not yet an accomplished triathlete. He's a newbie, But there are, like I told you, there are 75-year-olds who are faster than me, even today in Ironman. Yeah. My point is that you have to listen to your body and never ever stretch it beyond a point. Like Ashwin, my cousin who's listening in, is a very fine marathoner, but recently he had a ankle injury. His leg was in a cast, but he's come back from injury. But he knows exactly that he cannot push himself beyond a point. The body is telling him that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rahul. There is one question from Amita, and I think this is a question most of the people will also have in their mind. So she says, how did you get time to work and train? And as most of people say that they don't have time to exercise. So what is your viewpoint on this, Rahul?
The second part, Vijay, again,
most
time
people
distance.
say, yeah, I'm saying the first question is time. How did you get the time to work and train? And second part is the most people say that they don't have the time to exercise.
Okay.
From Amita.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Amita. See, the point is that, you know, like I said, you need to be fond of sports. Okay. Now people like Siddharth Devdar and Ashwin Padukone, my cousin, and, you know, Blanche, Dr. Blanche, who's also on the show. See, all of us have come from very sporting schools, and you know, sports has been part of our lives from the age of 5. So we have been fond of sports. We had excellent sports teachers who inculcated a love for sports in us. So it's second nature to us. But I'm talking about an average person who's not gone to a sporting school, like say St. Vincent's High School. So what happens to such people is that they need to then self-motivate themselves. Yeah. Idea is you have to get a role model. Find a role model. It could be Colonel Apte. It could be, you know, Mr. Walia. You have to get a role model for yourself, and then you have to say, hey, listen, I want to be like them. I want to be as fit as them as they are now. So for that, I am going to create the time. Like I said, 1 hour. See, out of 24 hours, 1 hour, anyone and everyone can spare.
True.
Whether you're the Prime Minister of the country, or you're the Rotary President, or you're a CEO of Bajaj Auto. Either way, you can spend. Like when talking of CEO of Bajaj Auto, Rajiv Bajaj is a good friend. He's a junior. He's our junior in school. Now Rajiv spends a whole hour and a half doing yoga. You know, he's a very, very conscientious yoga practitioner. Now, how does a president of Bajaj Auto spend 1.5 hours doing yoga? But that's because he values his body and his mind and his soul. So you have to create the time. There cannot be any excuse to that. But I will add one small thing. Make it a fun activity. Don't make it a chore, you know, like, oh God, I have to get up and now I have to walk for 45 minutes. How boring it is. No, walk through fields, go to the greenery. In Pune, drive to NDA Road, walk on NDA Road where everything is nice. Find a place where the atmosphere is nice. Or like Vetal Tekdi in Kothurud.
Yeah, thank you. So one question is from President Anand. He says he was under the impression that the Ironman and triathlon was only for younger generation. So he's asking, is there any time gap between swimming, cycling and running, or you have to start cycling immediately after swimming?
The name is Satyan, is it? Satyan?
No, Anand.
Anand, okay. Okay, yeah, hi Anand, thank you. So, see, Anand is from a Juhu club in Bombay?
Harmony.
Harmony. Okay. Thank you, Anand. See, Anand, the point is that there is, in triathlon and Ironman, there are age groups. Very much, you're very correct. So when you're competing for a certain time and podium finishes, you are in certain age groups. Like I would be in the 55 to 60 age group, or my cousin Ashwin will be in the 60 to 65 age group, possibly. Now, what happens is, so you compete. If your timing is, you're competing with like people, but you start and you end at the same time. You don't get any handicap because you are older. Okay. Also, there is absolutely no time between these. They are contiguous events. Swim, bike and run is back to back. You can take your own time. Meaning you get out of the ocean, you can go to the washroom, you can eat a bar of chocolate and then start cycling. It's up to you, but the clock is ticking, Vijay and Anand. The clock is ticking, so it's your problem because you have to finish the race in 8.5 hours or 17 hours. So you can't be sitting in the washroom for half an hour. You have to go to the washroom, 5 minutes out, eat your chocolate bar as you start cycling.
Yeah. So one question is from Shekhar Malwade. He's asking, how can we get a proper coach?
Yeah, good question, Shekhar. Now it's fairly easy now in India because see, India is becoming a more sporting nation than what it was 20 years back. Clearly, there are more marathoners, triathletes, endurance cyclists in India now than ever before. And it's growing by the day, which is a very good sign. It's very easy to, internet is now, everything is possible on the internet. So you go on the internet, you Google Ironman coaches India, triathlete coaches India, or, marathon coaches India, and you will get a whole lot of names. But it's important maybe to ask existing triathletes like us or marathoners like Ashwin or basketball players like Siddharth, to who should we go to? Like if you're in Pune and you want to start, your child wants to start basketball, you must ask people like Siddharth whether they should go to Deccan Gymkhana where he's played his basketball, or they should go to PYC, or they should play in Modern College. The good spots for basketball. So you need to go to the right spot and you have to get the right coach. But it's not difficult anymore.
So one question is again from Siddharth. He's saying that being an engineer, he has to ask this question. He wants some technical specification about your bike, the gear ratios, the chain rings, alloy, and or the carbon fiber.
Siddharth. I know where you're coming from.
So that's why he's written. So that's why he's written that he's an engineer.
No, of course he's from IIT Bombay, no less. The point is that Siddharth is, in the process of buying cycles for himself and his teenage son, because they're going to be cycling together, which is a very, very good thing. But frankly, like I told Siddharth, I put him on to some absolute cycling expert in Pune who knows cycles more than me. So he's supposed to meet him, a person called Vidur Takar, Takar in Prabhat Road. He runs a cycle store. Now the point is that, Siddharth, to answer your question, I keep it very simple. I don't really, to be very frank, I don't get into too much technicalities, So I have now, for example, for my triathlon, I use a road bike, a roadie with bent handles, and I use aero bars because in triathlon you need the aero bars because you're doing long distance to rest and to get into aerodynamic position. But frankly, it's good to get a bike fit. So when anyone is buying a bike, including you need to go to somebody like Vidur, and in his cycle store, he'll have a cycle trainer. He'll make you sit on it. He'll put the cycle there, various cycle models, and then, he'll check whether he'll align your seat as per your leg, size of your leg, your height of your leg, or the length of your leg, and your sitting comfort and all of that. So all that will happen with what we call a bike fit. So that bike fit is important. And once the bike fit is important, everything falls into place, really. Because once you're comfortable on the bike, then the bike and you become one. Okay, gear ratios and all, I see, to be very frank, I have not gone into too much technicality, I like to do the hard work on the track. For example, a lot of people say, Rahul, what's your heart rate? I know what it is, but I don't bother about it, too much.
That's good. Okay, one more question from Anand. He's asking, he is competing in triathlon and podium finishes. A prerequisite to compete in Ironman is required?
Sorry, the last portion is a podium finish a prerequisite to compete in Ironman?
Ironman, yeah.
No, Anand, no, not at all. See, let me explain this. How do you make the transition? It's very simple. It's like kindergarten, primary school, secondary school. So I started with endurance cycling. Then I went to endurance swimming. In the sense, I went to sea swimming. So once I got the hang of sea swimming, as I could always run, I was a good runner. Now I knew how to swim in the sea, and I was always a good cyclist. So I said, I'm going to combine this and become a triathlete. So what did I do? I took part in something called Olympic distance triathlon. Now in the Olympics, there is a sport called triathlon. Triathlon is an Olympic sport, by the way. That distance is much less than the Ironman. I'll tell you what it is. It is 1.5 kilometers of swimming, open waters, 40 kilometers of cycling, and 10 kilometers of running, which is half the half distance Ironman and 1/3 of the full Ironman, even 1/3, yeah. So the 1/3 or 1/4. So the point is, it's a much easier race to do. So I did 3 Olympic triathlons, Olympic distance triathlons before I attempted my first half distance Ironman. So you do it gradually, step by step, and your timing is your timing. You have to finish in that 8.5 hours. I'm talking about half distance Ironman. And whether you finish it in 8 hours 25 minutes or 8 hours 29 minutes, and Ashwin Padukone finishes it in 6 hours, we get the same medal. That's the beauty of Ironman. You get the same piece of metal whether you are first in the race or last in the race. It doesn't matter. So timing is not important. Podium, what happens is the guys who come first 3 in their particular age category, they qualify for world championships. That is true. So suppose in a Goa Ironman tomorrow, next year, if I come in the first 3 in my age group of 55 to 60, I automatically qualify for a world championship.
That's interesting.
But I have to still pay the money for the ticket.
Okay. One more question is from Ashwin Rahul. He's saying that out of the 3 disciplines, running, swimming and cycling, which is the most difficult and why it is so?
Hi, very good question, Ashwin. See, the point is swim, bike, run. These are your 3 categories. And usually swimming is the most technical of the 3.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because what happens is most of us are landlubbers. I mean, human beings are meant to be on land. They are not supposed to be in the water. Fish and sharks are supposed to be in the water, not us. So the point is that swimming doesn't come naturally to human beings. We have to be taken to a swimming pool and a coach has to push us into the water and all of that has to happen. So we are not natural swimmers like say dogs are. You throw a dog into the water and it will survive. It will not drown. But human beings not necessarily survive. So the point is that swimming is the most technical and it is important to be a good swimmer to excel in Ironman or in triathlon. So that is why somebody like Kaustubh Radkar, who's a national champion, he's been an Indian national champion. So he swims as fast as the professional Ironman athletes, even today. So what happens is he gets a huge head start. If you finish your swim fast, you are on your cycle so much faster than others. So what typically happens is Kaustubh is on the cycle and he's finished 2 laps of the cycle. I'm still in the water. You see, that's the difference. So swimming will be possibly the most difficult.
So Anand has got one more question for you, Rahul. He's asking how difficult is open water swimming than the swimming in a pool?
Again, a good question. See, you have to learn in the swimming pool. I mean, people who don't live in Goa and Konkan coast or who don't live in coastal India, people who are not living on coastal India and people living inside, in interior India, have to go to a swimming pool to learn swimming. So now what happens is you have to learn the one second. Yeah, you learn the basics and the techniques in the swimming pool with a good coach. And then when you have to become a triathlete, you have to go and swim in the sea, to learn to swim in the sea or in the lake. What happens in the sea is the water is more buoyant. So the chlorine water in the swimming pool is heavier. So good pool swimmers usually they do very well in the sea. Technically perfect swimmers in the pool do extremely well in the sea because the water is buoyant and lighter. So you swim faster and far more easily in the sea.
Okay. So now I would say if somebody wants to ask question directly to Rahul, they can unmute and ask question also directly. So in the meantime, Bhagyashree has asked, yoga is best. Can you highlight something on this?
About yoga?
Yeah.
Bhagyashree, is it about yoga? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm still maintaining yoga is the mother of all sports, not just in India, internationally. I'll give you an example. Novak Djokovic, the great tennis player, #1 tennis player in the world. Now, Djokovic was not doing yoga for many, many years. Only recently, as in I think 3 years back, Djokovic started doing yoga seriously, and he was always behind Rafa and Roger Federer in rankings, as you and tennis buffs will tell you. He used to be number 3, number 4, whatever. He suddenly became number 1, and he's been number 1 for a long time. And he has attributed everything to yoga, to the magic of yoga. So when the world's greatest tennis player is thanking yoga, it says something about yoga. So what happens with yoga really is, I've been a long-term Iyengar Institute student in Pune, and I've been blessed by people like Yogacharya, Guruji, Iyengar and all. So what I'm saying is, but then I also moved away from yoga, went too much into my triathlon training, but I have come back to yoga and I am seeing the huge benefit. Sorry? Yeah, that mic will have to be just muted. Huh? Sorry. Yeah, cool. There are, what happens basically with yoga is, it trains your mind, body and soul, and it's not a cliche. Not only does it make you more flexible and flexible body-wise, but it adds strength to your limbs. It's as good a strength training mechanism as your other strength training techniques that people are using in the gym.
Perfect. Okay. Any more questions people would like to ask?
Actually,
Shekhar wants to say.
Rahul.
Yes, Shekhar.
Actually, if now I am 59 and I want to rather start, so I need of course, I will need a proper coach. So either I will consult you or somebody like how I can get a proper coach. That is my question. Actually, I asked you.
Yeah, Shekhar, my counter question to you is, what kind of sporting activity are you presently doing? That's my first question, really.
Okay, actually, during college, I was playing cricket, and every day almost I used to run for 10 kilometers. But 2 years back, I started with little knee this thing problem, and then doctor suggested stop doing all this. And now at present I do say 1 hour's walk, swimming, cycling, that I do almost like every day some different activity.
Okay,
and
which is very good to hear. So you're keeping yourself fit. Now my question is, what do you want to transit into? I mean, do you want to become a you want to attempt a half marathon, or you want to go back to 10-kilometer running? Because you used to do 10 kilometers, you said, every day when you were in college or whatever.
Yeah.
But now,
five
maybe
days, definitely.
Yeah. So nowadays, maybe you are not running 10 kilometers because of your knee injury. So for something like knee injuries, what I would suggest is you first have to meet a good orthopedic doctor or a good physiotherapist. Because
I have done.
Okay. If you have done that, Shekhar, they will guide you. There is no knee injury in the world that can't be corrected. I'll give you my own example. I had a knee injury. I have had about 3 surgeries on my right knee. But I've always gone under the knife because I want to be an athlete. I want to continue as an athlete. So, I don't want to advertise, but in Pune, you have a very fine orthopedic surgeon called Dr. Raghav Barve in Karve Road. He even today plays tennis at Deccan Gymkhana. And Siddharth, he was a state basketball player from Sholapur Medical College. So Raghav is my, used to be my orthopedic. He did my last arthroscopy, meaning my what is called the ligament reconstruction on my right knee. And thanks to Raghav Barve's excellent surgery, I have been, I've come back as a strong triathlete. 2014, I did that surgery, and by 2017, I started doing triathlons. So you need a good surgeon, number 1. You need a good physiotherapist, number 2. And there is no knee injury, no injury in the world that can't be surmounted. Believe me. So nobody should postpone triathlon or marathon just because they have a knee problem or a shoulder problem or elbow problem. Today, everything can be sorted.
Perfect. And I think Shekhar is a live example. He has just fought COVID and come back very strongly. There is one question. Yeah, there's one question
Thank
from.
you,
And
Raghav.
can I add?
Yeah,
Can I
please.
add? If Shekhar has bounced back from COVID strongly, it's thanks to him being originally a sports person.
Yes.
Actually, I want to thank everyone in the club who really helped me, motivated me. Particularly our president. Every day morning, she used to give me breakfast in the hospital. So I really thank Radhika.
Oh, most welcome. Shekhar.
Yeah, Radhika's breakfasts are famous because even I have been, I used to go for regular breakfast to their house, so I know that.
Wow. So something new we came to know. Yeah, Shekhar.
Bharati, our secretary, she, being a doctor, she really tried to give me all kind of treatments, and she was watching it continuously. So thank you, Deepak, Manoj, and everyone, of course, everyone from the club. We're wishing me all the best.
So there's
So
thank you, Shekhar. Yeah, thank you, Shekhar.
Thank you.
Okay, there's one question from Jan. He wants to ask Rahul, does work and social culture hinder the preparation? This is something very
From
unique.
Jayant, right?
Yeah.
No,
from Jayant.
yeah. Jayant, actually, no. I'll tell you, I think I answered this question a little earlier. The point is that when you get into marathons and triathlons and endurance cycling, you need to bring it, you make it a part of your lifestyle. What I'm trying to say is that most of us triathletes or marathoners will definitely be asleep by 10 o'clock. If you ring us up at 11 o'clock in the night, we won't be able to answer your phone. That is for sure. I'm talking about training days. And we will be up by 4:30, 5 o'clock. Now, once you bring that sleep and resting pattern into your life, everything comes into discipline, because in the morning you will start exercising and working out at 6 in the morning. You will finish by 7:30. You will get to office at 9 o'clock. You will work till 6 o'clock. And you will manage work and sport very, very easily. It's just a question of discipline and dedication.
Yeah, great. And another question from Jayant only. He's asking, does in India the infrastructure supports to produce good triathletes?
Oh, very good question. I don't mind advertising my YouTube channel called Feni for the Soul. So you people should all go and check it out, and subscribe to it. Yeah. So you must do. I'll tell you why. Because recently I've interviewed Kaustubh Radkar, my coach. And if you see that interview of Kaustubh Radkar, many questions will get answered. Because see, Kaustubh, as told you, is only 37 years old and he's finished 25 full Ironman races.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's an incredible achievement. He's India's greatest Ironman athlete right now. My point is, sorry, I just got completely digressed. What was the question, Vijay? Sorry about that.
Not an issue. I'll just repeat the question. He's asking, what about the infrastructure and support to produce good athletes?
Yeah. So I asked Kaustubh this question in my interview. And the point is that unfortunately, to begin with, let us salute the armed forces and the army in particular. The Indian Army has a special triathlon training center in Bombay Engineering Group, Khadki, Bombay Sappers. So they have India's triathlon training center there, and many strong army Jawans are being trained as triathletes. They are very, very strong. They are the best triathletes we have, and they represent the country in international events. But unfortunately, sometimes some politics happens and the best athletes are not sent for international events. So we still need to work on that. State associations, unfortunately, are not yet in a good position. Meaning, triathlon as a sport has not become as popular as even many other sports in the country to have strong state associations. So you don't have a very good nationals. So grassroots level triathlon is still very, very poor. I'm talking about triathlon per se, the Olympic distance triathlon. I'm not getting into private sector Ironman, because Ironman triathlon is private sector. You pay your own money, you go to international races, you achieve what you achieve. I'm talking about institutional sport like triathlon. So I've been persuading people like Kaustubh Radkar to become members of the Maharashtra Triathlon Association, become the president if necessary, and drive this from the grassroots level. Luckily in Goa, we have some very fine Ironman triathletes who are part of the Goa Triathlon Association. And that is why triathlon is suddenly flourishing in Goa. But it has to flourish in all our 29 states.
Perfectly fine. So thanks, Rahul. And I would now like the, welcome Radhika again.
Okay.
Over to you, Radhika.
Yeah, it was a wonderful session, Rahul. Thanks for answering all the questions so nicely. And we will definitely, I have already subscribed, but I'm sure all the listeners will subscribe to your Penny for the Soul channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a wonderful session. Thank you for coming and, being part of our club activity. And maybe you can next time talk about your journalism journey as well. We can have you once more.
Yeah.
Because that is another long story, how you became a journalist.
So that will be Radhika, Rahul as a journalist, not as a Ironman.
Yes, that will be as a journalist. So thank you so much. And now over to Brigadier Patil. He will give the vote of thanks. And then our Rotarian Manoj will do the announcements. So over to Brigadier Patil. I also, yeah. Brigadier?
Good morning, all Rotarians, Rotaracts, and friends of Rahul. Today, we have been fortunate to listen to Mr. Rahul Chandavarkar, young Iron Man of our country. His narration of a triathlon journey and requirement for all of us to remain fit and healthy has really enlightened us. Rahul is a fellow of International Group Leadership for Environment and Development, which is known as LEAD. A leader who himself is a leader, so he could do this particular thing. We have been fortunate to listen to editor of Sakal, ex-editor of Sakal rather, who would like to listen to him again next time, his journalism. YouTuber based in Goa, who is also recipient of prestigious Goenka Award for Excellence in Journalism, and producer and director of documentary film Building Bridges. Ladies and gentlemen, we have also a very renowned and very personalities in our club. That is Colonel Ramesh Apte and Satinder Walia, who are also fitness freaks. Both of them at the age of 76 have been doing a marathon runs, and also his son, Colonel Ramesh Apte's son, is doing a cycling, which is and a full marathon run for over a period of few years. They are the model role of our RCPM NIBM. So I would like to warn all the RCPM NIBM to remain fit under their aegis. We thank Mr. Rahul Chandavarkar on behalf of Rotary Club of NIBM Pune, Rotary Club of Mumbai Harmony, Rotary Club of Mumbai Zuhu, and Rotary Club of Mumbai Zuhu Beach, and Rahul's friends who have been here to witness his Ironman talk. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you very much. It will be a pleasure to listen to you again. It was a great pleasure for all of us to listen to you. Thank you very much for everything.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. In fact, I forgot to mention the Rotary Club of Juhu. There are multiple Juhu clubs that are attending today. I must thank them for attending because I spent a good 3.5 years in Juhu myself. You know, we used to live close to the beach. So Juhu is close to my heart. Yeah.
Rahul, again, I would like to also wish you best of luck for your future endeavors.
Thank you, Brigadier.
Okay, over to Manoj.
Mrugali is announced.
Okay.
Okay. So, members, there is a joint meeting in the evening at 6:30 today. Thet Bet, it's an interview with actor Anand Dingre. It will be very interesting. So, requesting all to please join with friends and family. Then the monologue competition that will be held in October. The flyer and details are posted on the group. So again, members, requesting all of you, please circulate the poster and spread the word as much as possible in your circle. We want maximum possible participation. It's open for all in India and overseas. And coming to birthdays, it is Aniruddha Vaidya's birthday on 26th of September and Pratibha Gujar's birthday on 30th September. So wishing them both a very, very happy birthday. Thank you all.
26 September, Radhika, we are coming to your place for a party.
Yes, sure, definitely. Okay, so
I would invite, sorry, Radhika, let me
Yes.
say thanks to you. It was an amazing talk.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Rita.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you for
All-
joining. Thank you, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. And I declare that the meeting is over. And thanks again, Rahul. And
Thank you,
thanks all
Rahul.
of-
Thank you, Rahul. Very interesting talk and really inspiring.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank
you
you,
for the
Iron Man.
invitation.
Iron Man.
Thanks, Rahul.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, and see you again. See you all again.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks, Vijay, for hosting the